Welcome to the life. This is Sylvester Kwasi Bekoe. I host and guest every wonderful word will lead us to where we have to be and where it's supposed to be. Thanks so much for the IE and IO. Where is IE? Authority is from above, out of jihad battle, and authority of authority. Because time you have taken on, which you finally made it to excellence of its result, is indeed what is exercised as authority. But when it fails, you cease to have authority. But the word initiator hope that it gets to that place. Get Sylvester Kwesi once again. Oyalo, it looks so great and sounding nice. On mission as Minister Sylvester, waking up this time, I mean, showing what I've been doing a couple of hours working on all the four channels, at least casting 16, so 6T. And that's what has also given this title, the six technical that we should be also considering, which is very important. Like why things where they are is indeed a reason for my life to go on. And that is the healing. So once I do that, I put things spiritually. Things we say spiritual is like what we don't have in the flesh or what causes the flesh to corrupt in any way that I put into it, whichever way it corrupts itself to, that I re-invoke or repair. Spiritual, I put it there. Whatever I put face in spirit, that is what it is. Whatever I cast out, that I cast out. But I don't just cast things out. I look at what energy and what they may do. Once you have made a battle and won battles, all the other things forces energy. When you come to later know that this you should have known and this you know. That is what we make reuse. So you reuse some of them. Yes, because in out of the restlessness and stage of most of the blood was because the spirits were not themselves as they have had a name. Because some people, let's say a person who is in the stress, restless, in the most pain, when you have an encounter with that person, that's how the battle will be. But when you finally finish it with the strength prepared with it, and then you understand that this time, this energy, this person, this force works like this. Or you can, sometimes you get the energy to fill in yourself to keep you up and going with the stamina so that it keep you focused and moving on in the life until you get to that next level of the race. Because there are some lives that you take on that is never source is directed. But what will keep you up in life and informed till that day comes. So those are the things when they can spell something with spirit. What kind of spirit is it? What is the state of that spirit? So if you have that strength and capability of making it happen, you go there and do it. Now let's take it. So I've been working on this. So the six things I'm uploading to all the four channels with the same data, the same kind of work schedule, with almost same title on all the channels for so at the end we get the number of code. Look at 6 times 4. That would be the number 6 again. We're gonna have what? We're gonna have 20. 24 is indeed what I have won battles in 2024. That was where we have even made the 6, you see, already. That is why the year 2024 was the caption to 6. But what do you know what is 6? Talking about 2026 will be that I'm proud about even the 666. When my age turns number and I have to work in the January in Nkonya. So as of 2024, I was in Nkonya. So this one is a reference record, live, energy, and things reserved, which continues till date. So if I haven't been doing it, look at this. So 6 uploads on each for the 4 channels at the same time. Look at that. And I have to go out there, work on the live, in the light, in the live, and also off live. And while it is live, but it's off live to what many people. But that it wasn't offline to most of the angels or the light because they were the same people making it possible. But you will know. But for the technology on, you are simply saying somebody working in a or you working in the advanced times. What you need to do later, which you have to do ahead of time. This is it. So whilst I'm on the broadcast, at least some technical rule which connect with some of the ages and life we live. And I put a fuel, oil, blood, all of that in you or in myself. So whatever I do to myself, that I am putting into the world and in the heavens, whether you have it exist or not. Once somebody have consciousness, that is where it exists. So that it goes on like that. That's where the world is. The time if I should sit up and again talk about what is happening. So look at how many? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So at least 22. But do you think that is all? Then there's other one here and other three open somewhere. Because I'm multitasking, working on different things, multi use of things and working on it. So that at least my best proof for being who I have to be or for the light or angel energy, there we got it. Look when I have to go on first junction trip, I walk all these things, all this while I've walked. Because entirely a few hours ago, I had no such money. So if they call something a good farmer, indeed, that's how wide my farms should have been by now to implement, to cause the thing on and the investment first, original to original. So somebody who came into the world to build when it was with a form is this you have to look for with and acknowledge. These are the people they say, so that may be living again. Not that you came and be preaching, you want to cause somebody's issue. That is not. If you're not a judge, you don't have any righteousness talking. You find an empty space and begin to fix something. But it won't just be straight away fixing it. But once you begin to move on that path, it will be such things you find which you have to have as a talk or as a token for language. And mostly, once you begin to say one thing, you have many things. So once I have to alter it, many other functions. There's a way. I've had a conversation with the police, no, the soldier. Yeah, of course, it is also police and the soldier because whatever I'm doing is at the same time with many. Yes, the trip I made, if I should show you, because we are on the internet at the moment, I can surely say if it had been like would have been instantly live, but maybe that was would have caused something, yes, different. So once I merge it, I have to tell what is happening. So that's the work schedule and forces. Do you know where I've gone that few hours ago? Many places the coverage. You look at the coastal line or coastal area that I have to go, seeing many people difference and many challenge. Do you agree? How would you agree when you don't know what I'm saying? So we'll end the broadcast quickly on the live right here at this moment, and then we can talk about we'll open it later. So it is not what you say broadcast that make it available or premier. It's a word also that need fuel, refixing, fixing, repair. So that when that which you think is a word used, when you use that and the word is exhausted from that it should be given, you have to have the angel or somebody who fix things, fix the word before it becomes usable again. I have to say, take care, and later we'll talk again. Thanks. I need to do all the things. Yeah, this one. So we need to get to this. So these are technical support, technical one keeping it because what I have to tell you how I came up doing what I can do. It is my single path with a single family and many relationship. You know, the relation, how do you say relation? Yeah, that's how you understand the world and its creation. How you live single life to build all those things. How I live that single path, single cell to make that multi-cellular or multi or unicellular, all those things, or megahertz or mega factor, because this work and megaverse and meter. This is how it is the mile I can go. It doesn't really come easily because even the main challenge is where it won't be faith that can. The main battle, the main challenge has, of course, the main challenge has nothing to do with when you are trying to say word faith. No,
It is when there was no such word for faith. Somebody had to appear and begin to work before the language was created to what you are saying is faith. So we are talking about things that are infinite, beyond what you are looking at in your physical world or your spiritual world. You see? So let's get to this text. So that's it already. Very interesting to note what we're saying. So we have to do this. Yes, one, this one here. So, and every creation, you have to code something. I have to code something. So there are issues with what the spiritual battle and challenge. That's what even causes the voice change and all of that. Not the person. Come out right now. Come in it. Food that lacks water, blood, and proper fueling. Come out it the right way. Cover the food that lacks information and drainage and things that would need to fix it. Return that. I'm going to code it in it. Code it in it. Patience. By the way. So you couldn't use any word of any angel. That's even what tells committed and working or holic that you are. You see, if I should be paid as you are a worker with certificate, you cannot have money to compare with what I can do. Because already what I'm creating is even beyond how much you should say there's money in this. What I create, that is the main wealth, which would generate any other thing, which you cannot call just paper money. No, many, many things. Why? You need to be in the office where somebody, so even in a different country where somebody has been placed on certificate working, which is even not into spirit, however, just based on education, even which you didn't understand, we're just supposed to learn and mold it and pour it somewhere. And you find somebody practically doing most of the works that you have been empowered by the law of a state to do. What you do is you the one who finds somebody working in all areas as delegated and elected to you and getting salary. And such a person who is without salary doing all those things, covering those things. You are the people the Bible would have said, the rich man, he is supposed to take care of my need. My need. I have taken care of the need of the Lord, which is the area you are working in the fake life. And you found somebody with a spirit working that which is fake or really producing it. Because you don't put anything. That is why you support. So if you look at how many people, the every area or the network and coverage of what I do or what I produce, that is when you look at the various power and ministers and who are among them or every one of them calling their area or have been given to understand an area of work that somebody working. That's why I have to have a stream of multiple wages from them to such a level. Say, what work do I do? Do you know what work they do? Were you not giving what they have to do? Or you didn't elect them? So if you have elected but you don't know what they have to do, somebody's doing it. That's why you didn't elect us. That's why you don't know how. Yet I'm doing what the Lord did, which you don't know. You are not a part of what the Lord did into the world and out of the world. So that's why it's hard sometimes to know. But when you find the reality, you only have to base it on the judgment of spirit and reality creation. You say that? That's what you need. So let's get to this quickly. so that in the background you hear the melody of the bird. Listen there. So if a bird like this communicating, singing, and if I like a fear, 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 like this language spoken by the birds as a melody tunes. So that person who can decode it, then you would be the only one with the language of the bird and what it means. Oh, that nonsense. So these are some things we do. Guys, when I need to put here how YouTube and the team and myself, how things are supposed to work with the wall and law and set up goals and branching and conditions that I need to say it is not made for kids. But it doesn't mean that what I've talked about on the channel that won't be for, let's say, a parent that have a child. But there are certain spiritual level which make that made some of the things accordingly. But you set up to, yeah, it's made for what you are saying, keep to yourself. It will make sense when I'm a mature person talking about three height, story structure, spirituality, things that as a mature person you have to do or that I have to do. That won't be for a child or what you call a kid. Or you understand that? So those are the things that makes or the elements key code areas where you just go instruction now understand it is. So that does that mean that if a parent watch out with them, they may know what there are things. Of course, once it becomes what doing righteous network, that is for that level. But I can't limit my channel to kid because I'm not talking about kids content. There be an alternating way to say it is for both kid and mature people. Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? That is another option that we can say a content. A third part of just saying only two options. Is it for kids or for mature people? Then you select just one of that which is giving the answer. But what if it is for all of the grade or ages? So that's another option. So when I begin to say this, then you see when the developer put the content lines into the level I have stated here, then you look at the one who made them upgrade or implement or improve on what you have been told. There you look at what I have created with them. When I get to tell you to upgrade, where you need to talk about things that are higher than your version. So your version and understanding. So the things that I do on the live, and they also, let's say the team for broadcasting will also look at to be what? To be maybe, oh, okay, because you need to understand this or that. Why not keep this on this level or that level? Then they look at what they have to also do. So if I have any assignment, this is how I should have been working. The time once it's a spirit call, that's what it says purpose. So some of these happening, why people are unable to deliver is because they are not self-committed and they are not appointed from the heavens, and their star is not doing what they are supposed to do. Why? Their star keeps the memories and direction how they should do. That's why they say, develop them towards that. That is why you have fulfilled what you are saying, humanity and spirit and life. Do you follow that? So under age restriction or advance, then we have settings even under there. So I am the same person who set up everything where you should operate on my channel. So my channel has not been set to just anybody at all. It is highly what according with or in accordance with what the law, so that I don't do things even that violate child or children rule on the channel. But that I just have to do it the way it is. If I have all that, the Lord has prophesied the sponsor. Am I not already what I have to do? Am I supposed to be by somebody, a leader, before I get to know what I'm supposed to do? That is why you fail. But when I'm already not employed by anybody and I'm the one building the nation and it calling area according to purpose by the Spirit, that is why you have to say, I'm the one who should just work freely anytime to have something. I just say, oh, give us this. Oh, bring this, I need this. There you fulfill it. You won't say that I'm not being employed under a certain governance or a certain criteria for selecting wrong people to fit a wrong position where that may be higher than the person. That's what happens. When I've stated that 10 EC for language support, I would have to show you where it is on a for presentation. So you see, I'm doing many things at the same time, solving or presenting it at the same time. That's why they say there's no single thing that I have to talk about on my channel that you want to say is probably what you've thrown away. I don't have anything you throw away. I have something nobody has ever had. Why? Because I'm the one creating it. And the letters are not defined by yourselves. So whatever you do with a language word is nothing you are saying because you don't do anything with the number, the coding of it. You don't bring any understanding about the word or language speech. You see? So that's why you are failing to fulfill or failing to do the will of the Lord. Yet you get up and you are in church. You do things that makes it look like you have really been on the level the Lord, according to his word, have led to. So that's why when you don't hear the voice of the Lord or you don't hear spirit, how do you confirm what you are doing to be righteous? These are the areas you need to look at. So if you have any schooling, anything, it should be the spirit. That's why we have a university of spirit. And that is the school you have never attended. So until somebody made it in the great success to the level value, that is why you have a school that is named a university of, what? University for spirit or university of angels or university of the heavenly bodies. So that's why it's a new university you don't have. But if you try to make it and it falls, they can introduce what to the world because the one who is to lead and guide how it was made to that A or degree, if that person had not made it in flesh, you can't introduce it to them as a university. So if any, let's listen, if any university is in existence without the one who brought it, it is hard to tell what you are doing. That's why it's very hard to tell what you are doing. So don't look at myself as somebody you compete with. It is not a competition in the first place when it comes to now that you know what you have to do. You don't have to compete with any flesh than spirit. That is what you should know. Things fail to work with you or is because you are also not being on the life path or the lines. That's why in that case, you don't have to have somebody's religion to be telling you his Lord is the origin or the creator. To him, his Lord is the origin and creator because he came from that source. But you that is of a new mansion mentioned by there are many mansions that have never been in the world, says Yeshua. Now, his word was there are many mansions that are yet to surfacing. Who do you think will be leading it? It had to show you which one it came from, and that which you have left undone at the time you have been introduced to it for many years. And he had to only come in 33 years and they tell you to that level. That's what we are saying. Carrying the speed and race to that level at that tender age. That's what he's saying. That will come from any heavenly bodies or flesh of the spirit, it won't fail. Because that's why we honor it to the path we are leading. We are not saying we should fall from our path and join yours. Have you made it? So if you have made it, have I also made it? That's the question. Then we keep it up. So once we are doing the will of the spirit and the creators is a mystery. So when you find solution to the mystery, that is where you have answered the Lord and he has also answered you. That is a language you are speaking to him in the silence you don't know, in the mystery. But once you find solution to that mysterious word, there the Lord has communicated. There you have also communicated to him. That's how the Lord and his people speak. That's how the angel and the creators, that's how they speak. So very well, you should know it. So this was along the coastal areas. I've really worked with any little tool or material available. Is this I'm capable of what? Coding and decoding with interpretation. After interpretation, I have to have a presentation. And in the presentation, communicating we have found. That it's a mystery to you if you don't follow according to how I do my things. But whatever you may be doing in your area of calling is also probably righteous. But when I find that which you do, there you will now know what is understanding to what you are doing. So you need to have understanding, which is why you can't preach some if you are not serious with the business and that which is spirit unto whom it should be ordained. How can you get spaces that I'm showing on the live, offline, on the live? I saw something we need to do. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, this side I need. So even this word, that's not where you're going to keep it. I have different purpose for it, and we need to quickly. Yeah. So in the case where you are yet to know what to do, and new word found with what to do, or what you have attained, the new language all the time. That is what is referred to as a new language. And that the one who have the language angel is the reason you are hearing the chest area, the cavity, the pulp, and the thoracic cavity. All those areas things that occur in there is because of spirit. That's the only person you can say is an archangel. The reason, because of what the many deities and things communicate differently with different forces, different energies. That's why language has been named after the chest and the things that you have the lungs. That's why it has been placed on the word lungs over there for the language. So waking up and doing such things is a character of a heroic visitations and the battles won. Because you can't say if you are working for somebody under his control and command and time, which is time with your angel and your Lord, you find it difficult to understand even what I'm doing. Why? When they change your times to man-made time, and that man-made is not the one what is not the one leading you to what the heavenly or to your main star. How do you think it will be put there to understand that you are on your path or somebody's path? And somebody's path can be where you are going because you are living the same day or the same time. How can I be working multitasking? Use what I have to do with what I'm saying, doing it at the same time, handling the issues in pair like that. And switching here, working here and there. At least with a little, I have to say it is without food. Yet the little thing that we want to say is without food is the spirit. That's why it was written in the Bible that for the person who is of spirit, liveth by the spirit. That is what calls for the spiritual. The strength that it not because I have found myself eating meat or food that you want to say it is. But those things I used to do or serve myself with and others are mere reason seeing the things working the way you're seeing it. So we finally have a level here. Now let me show what I was saying. You realize that on YouTube, watching the channel, it stands for many things, yet with language, the carbon copy of what you say, it will put it in text. And most of them, how you put it, it will translate into your language, country language. Let's say from English to French, or I set up my language also to what? Once I speak English, is with English, the US and all of that, and the UK. But what we do with what I say translation, I set up that translation to the Asian continent language translation, Chinese. So I do it for Chinese. So my is this in language. That's why the Chinese, even when you don't understand, I made it to Chinese. So this word I have to say is spirit working its own thing. Do you understand it? And the one whose channel is working and teach their language or world or bringing what I'm doing to their language so that they may understand in their language or dialect or whatever it is. That won't be that you are between us telling what we are doing. It is myself who have made it possible that my channel with the English and Nkonya and in US or UK or our London or English should also translate to Chinese. So when you see people or the president traveling this country or having war and how to because I set up my things in Konya and Chinese and maybe French. That's what I have for the translation. But realizing that the Chinese will be a very different language, that's why I set up that thing. Ever since I've made what I'm saying, then Chinese International Space Station and the USS International Space Station, all of how I failed, no, at least I made it so that somebody in a different part of the world who also would do this. That's why my language and that I minister is indeed according to what the life and the role I play is bringing understanding to the language over space and time and barriers and shuttles. So I can probably we earn this conversation. So if I have to say, it said means I sit with this for as many times, hours or minutes until I finish it. I can't say initiated it for AI to fix this, do this for us. This is what I'm creating. So until it has been created or until I have these things, you can say that I've used AI to generate anything. Do you see it? So if I have to make then the ticket good, 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 do you say that I should come to the level of humanity and he is coming to what? Cross, or blue, green, without understanding? Where I have what is this X. So this is a company with X archangel. He that close you off the life or the world. This has also a roof. These are working with only the one who created. If I haven't visited, even I was in the campus, went to the canteen to buy. So it's good to also talk about. And the same soldier communicate. We have gone in there, spirit leading path and working spirit. And I've gone to the same place, the canteen, the Family Health University. I was in the inside. I was in there, and at the canteen, I had two ladies also who stand. One of the what the creator, the palms, and I made it. And I walked from behind to the place after it had been opened unto us as emergency. Good things are in, and bad things were to throw or to be thrown out from that same gate. So if I've walked in that into the, it is the best winner or achiever, a creator who have gone in, they took out of that gate was what? Was the throwaway. And I walk in there as a creator. So let's take a look at this word. So you see, we've made another rule and a law that works. So if we said we have any word called X, look at the function of X, two lines or parallel lines cross themselves. That's a path going here and coming this side. And that's the same cardinal point, which you are seeing in the direction they follow. So this is the original accurate cardinal point. This is the accurate cardinal point. The one that is as vertical is the light cardinal point. The light, the vertical, or even this one is like how it is. This is the accurate. This is the accurate. East is here, west is here, south is here, and the others. So that's it. But at the end of the day, when you stand in the middle of the word highest authority or in the valley, this is the most point that is accurate. So that whatever is from here would have to meet at the point authority. This is where the law and judgment, highest or lowest, this is where it is in the middle. So if you claim you stand in the middle of the road, that means you have really gone to that level. I have to interpret it well so that you don't just say that it's XXX, like you've been abusing it for things. That's not what it means. So let's take a word like I was saying. Let's see this. What I want to show as the letter or the two C and C. You realize that on the channel we find what? This box with C and the C. So look at what I'm saying. So this is what I do with one thing that is dealing with many issues for real. But you fail to follow or learn or to do what I do, or let's say follow. If you fail to follow it, you will lose. Look, even what is here? It's about new. You see, I'm the one with the news. So YouTube is also presenting new. You see, because when I quicken it, the spirit also quicken it. You don't know that they use spirit. So what's a new? Then the new. Then what is it about? It's managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways. Now introducing what? Managing this. So what I'm doing is also in the same line. I'm a manager and creator. At the same time, he is also as one of that, but also telling an opportunity that makes somebody's channel way. What have you done with YouTube as a creator or as a developer? Okay? That contribute to their own what and their starlight. You see what I'm saying? This area I'm saying, you know what it is? Area. All the way from that in there towards the direction you don't know coming to this. And that is it. So when I click on this letter, what will happen is, let's see that again. Maybe you're not seeing. Okay. So let me do away with this so that what I'm saying. Here it is. Let's take that place again. This is what I'm saying. When you find your YouTube box open like this to any size, you need to have this letter here highlighted, which is what it carries what subtitles or closed captions. You see it? So that is also embedded in this letter. Subtitle or closed caption, which is the carbon copy of the language I'm speaking in any other language made possible that you can translate. So when you set up your language that here in English, it should translate to French or Chinese. Once you set up your channel, when you click on it, it will do the translation. Look at it. So English auto generator to what? The other language you find there. So when I have a word, sometimes it's 9% accurate or less. But at least if you don't understand anything at all, it will be right for something. But I suppose if it's English to Chinese, whatever I'm saying, as they are able to capture the word well, as they capture so that every word captured is interpreted or translated. You see that it begins to write the language that I speak. If it was set up on, let's say, English, then it's English translation to myself. But if I said it should translate toward French, it will write it in French. If I say it will be in Chinese, it will be in Chinese. So that I was saying that so that even if you don't hear the louder part of the voice as it is spirit and convict. There are certain things I want to say, then it mutes itself. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't talking. So some of them, it can capture the word and voice, even in the silence. It can write to you here. Here. So this is how you can practically guide people with the understanding you have gained or you can, that is what also sponsored even the creator of the things as they look for people. But when there's a different spirit between, it will fall. That's how come you see some people came deceiving what the world with what YouTube has not stated. That's what they came saying. Like when I say set to public, set to list, or in the private. All these things have major functions and role they play. When I set it to the word public, it will keep it in the public domain, any part of the world in the world available that you don't have to have anybody push it to you. It is available once you search or it can advertise itself to you. But when I put it on list, if I put it on list or unlisted, unlisted means it is a part of the creator's content that until he shares you or share with you the link, until I enlisted it as public, then it will remain. Now, when we set it to the privacy as private or the private, it will never come to anybody apart from my single self. So to the under list, that means the few people that probably managing as a group. If I have created, let's say, a WhatsApp group or YouTube group that I want to do at a point in time, all the people that may be in that group, they are the only people it can have access sharing. What I'm saying. So that's it. So you've seen the function of the letter icon, that box. Thank you so much. We end it here. Let's take a word if that is causing our day to the level we are to say the Lord made it. Uh, Eventually, I've had nobody or guide I do with all that I can do. I'm the one who initiated it. How it was made, created from abroad, and how I receive it. Because it's my visions and their visions and dreams. Hailing somebody level, creator. That's why it became what it is. I don't have anybody who is a trainer of my, whatever I do, I don't have a trainer for it. That's why you think that they were the what? The media that were training people to do. No. Even with the journalism, what am I doing? You don't know. If I'm the one who is the creator of my things, are you going to be the journalist of it? So I'm the person, the same thing, go out there, report and collect information. All of this. And this one, our own is original one creation, as it is in the light, in the word, and the heavens above, whatever. So if you haven't met with this, it's because you are not any witness to the happening. That's why some people go and talk about things that are not real. So another word for what I'm saying. So if your teeth is as white in the shadow, it doesn't make it white by day. Yes, look, you can see it like this as white. Yes. He said that when I do only this, it makes my face also very different. That's why any expression should be another person or personality. I have to say how many years I've handled issue with maybe world and creators. It's not easy at all. That's why if it's not reality to you to know where the Lord called you to work in the area of your life path and calling, if you fail to do that, you may have worked and served somebody, but that is never anything you are going to profit from in any spirit world because you have been rewarded maybe salary. But that which he said, then better it should fit in that purpose you were birthed or destined. So that once you do it once, you don't have to go and work any other thing extra again. That's all whatever you do, any role you play, you should look at it. I'm not the one who lead anybody to what you are saying. Some of these things we are saying, oh, we just want to look at it so that it won't fall completely spoil. You can upgrade or change or repair and fix. That's why it comes with the one repairing. When to expel, when to repel, and when to I don't just simply condemn it when it comes to because I have what understanding you don't know. It is that I can't be saying you are not conscious aware. You're no, that I'm creating impossible. So when I've listed it, you see, even with the 6T, which is the 6T as you have it, or the thesis, you see, so that you have the thesis. You see the word or number, just a single number and a single letter that will begin a word or a sentence. The 6T, which I have to opposite say the thesis. Then you have it, and that once we're talking about technical, see, it has led to what some technical about what probably you do that you don't probably have the level you have, and it is connected with what I built currently, and this situation like the ups and downs, the ups and down again, and also and the telecast one, or you see my crew, you are just even know where they said it's available. What can you do to support and to do the vision creation? That is in three at all. Three atom. So where is three atom? It means you created the atomic structure. It means create atomic structure. So in Nkonya language, it's just three atom. This word, that is what the CRE is three to three. Three means to carve, create. And where you have it, ATION, is simply atom or the other name, what we call that person, atom, atoms or the atoms. These are with the word we are trying to say, they add whatever. I don't want to say they add and then AM. I want to put it in that way. Do I know what I'm saying? So this is the atom, atomic structure, the science. So who made the atomic structure? Then so when Nkonya says three atom to carve a thing. Thanks. That's it. Thanks so much. One word that should let's get it to that place to the end of it. So the Holy Scripture says something that we should be led to do, we be led to do what in the core, which is purpose. So when you left off your purpose and you go and study something different in school, you have failed. Whoever is a scholar teaching you anything to be part of somebody's work, you are a failure. Look at the word here. So PEP will be what very important. Yeah. So the Bible teaches that the God guide ourselves to fulfill His specific intention. That's the He didn't say that your given area, I want to be a bankman, I want to be this medical doctor, I want to be a teacher of this kind, I want to be in an area where I can be pressing the ladies. When you are not the one destined, you will fail. So some people, you can master somebody's work, but that won't be best than you having yours created. So where you fail to your purpose or the specific area the Lord have made as a purpose for you, well, it means you are weak. Yes, that is weakness that you don't even have wealth. Master somebody's work is that you are weak. But that which you master to understand why they also did what they have to say it is, then you are master to know his works. But you can be a little one who have failed to build your area calling that you think you are a bank manager to count what in area, to do what in that area. Now, what's the word? So that in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, it says that the GOD's manship created in the character whomever it was given to play a role 2026 years ago. This name should not be as important. The name is simply what? A character and a role player in the name of the Lord. That is what you should know. This name is invalid when it comes to what? Why you are sinning and sinning yesterday and tomorrow. Because the names have, they are already what? The names have an issue and you don't know it. So the key area to search for what happened in 2020 years ago is that, oh my Lord, Lord of my Lord, a mysterious one, language that I speak, sound and vowels, creator of words, mysteries, let do intentionally or unintentional. I know not probably what, yet when it is spirit, to understand that healing and hailing righteously is this you ordained, so also ordained your path and light of my way. Light my way, separating that which I have to be separated from, and put out my light also when it becomes light in the throne of light to cause the light and cosmic energies to know my works, that on my day ascension that I'll be received. That won't be denied of anybody given any authority to do for testing as a purpose, prepared to meet archangels, dominion, principality, powers, and whatsoever. And that which will not forbid, we should not forbid what? The authority of the thrones and the powers. So in this case, I lift unto you right now your word, not the names that may have been corrupt, that is misleading, but the energies that may find with those things led to do. That indeed, my name as a star, energy, its own light, generator of it as a star, world, not to be the star, but that energy as it is world, how they operate, so that I might form human beings, bones, elements created and ether and forest and mystery, spirit, many weight, and language both understood, except you have this understanding. Then he that speaks is the only one who understands it in the spirit, have been made, or have been created. So indeed the Lord lead us out of the mystery that we may find the purpose given area and assume it as it is given, so that the word be made known to whom it is supposed to, and not the one who wishes to spoil and call our work disgrace and causing it to fall. That I am empowered by the days and night and energies in every form, whether known or not known. You alone would understand who communicate what is righteous and what is reserved. Well, the word righteous doesn't make righteous. The word reserved doesn't make reserved. Except you are saying the word says so. Do this practically, that I may place as the word lead to do. But the spirit may be different. Language must be decoded. And that is where it will be set generation knowing to do all these things. Minus all that is of the world we didn't understand. Because if you don't stand giant, don't come and talk about giant, but obey the rule of the giant. You are not the level with the giant, so that you have not met with them. But their rule is your level to keep you up until you meet with them. And that level, below them is where you bow to that. Not that you are going to bow again when you are already low to him. Reach his height is what will make you what we're saying. This part of the conversation is a word. But the character and the role player and the souls all on the mission that made it, and those who couldn't make it, and others who came to complete their work, including their work. That is a portion blind. My portion and his portion that he couldn't complete. I may be out of deadly situation and cause to live and breath and become what your word and my word agree with as news, not to be opposite and opposition. When we need to understand, we understand. When we have to disagree, we disagree. So in this point, this word that fulfill his purpose. It is say your purpose. You don't have a. He is the Lord that have a will. He is the Lord that have a purpose. So when you fail to understand the scripture, your parent or your guardian, when they fail to have you guide well, then they have led you to fail. You didn't do well to what? Guide yourself. If you claim you are not there, they are. So you have a part and role to play as they have a role to play. Very necessary. Now the word that several scriptures how this divinity leading works and how we can align our lives with the evil or our what? What you came to say evil is the word life from this to this side or seville, so that the seville with what? His will. His will. Didn't say that your will, you don't have a will. But when you fulfill that which have been given as an instruction and mystery, it become a will because the code will be your word that the spirit will honor. And it communicates the Lord, the language of will. Now, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, it says what? That they are the geodes, what workmanship created in the character. So this was just to say character. That's why they call it children. So the word children was not to be saying a child like a minute or a timid. It is just this CH I was telling you is a character. This word is just X. CH is X. This CH tends to X because that's a character player. That's why in writing a behavioral and characteristic, so the word hereditary and those they play a role in the area X where they have it CH, which is why it was also supposed to be as represented in the word church. Not that the word church is anything valid, except you know what every letter represents. Then it tells you what they don't know, and that you know. How since when had it been, or when did you get to know that the letter CH is X? That's it. That you have it. This person you don't know him. I have all these names whether to myself and US. That's it here, and that is if you don't know the source is the same word for sous or the sujet, which is also in French Jesus or je sais, which is the says the Zeus. That's the same Zeus. So Jesus, you see, that's what you're saying. So if you don't know him well, the part and role that Zeus play, so that you compare with what they are saying, Maria's son or connected to Egypt and all the other places, you may miss it because this person have a different character and role to play. As I have a different character and role to play, yet all of their role is being made manifest or being made known. And I tell you what we can't say it go with. Because the archangel will be the one to tell what we can do now and what we can't do now. You don't have any will. The Bible says that your will or his will. You don't have a will. But when you fit in his will, it becomes a will led to do. Now work at that, you have to have it for good works. So when you stand any opposite, any good person, already the Bible does not give you the right to say you are the judge. On this earth, you are not anywhere judges. However, whatever you do is a judgment you are giving. But you don't have to be the one judging if you know you have to be judged. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you are the one who is the character and role player with the spirit, there you can judge because that is the only one who understands and what you have to do. You can't tell me that you have appointed somebody a prophet, a teacher, or a priest, or a pope, and he doesn't know who I am, and he's talking that bold dogs. You know, some people they just talk bold dogs. Like you mean you understand what I say, bold dogs? It means that you are standing as somebody fearlessly backing what whether it's the original thing or it has been what infiltrated or it is inferior or it's not as original. You are just claiming in the part that is given is that you are claiming somebody is the righteous where you have not even proven it. The only person that is spirit that they say you test, you didn't test. You are standing somewhere doing your good, giving your good to the sinner, the lawbreaker. You are giving your good to the lawbreaker, and you are telling us you are the one the Lord is leading. So that is where you have a Lord that is a liar. a Lord astray led, and you are following it. Your good should not be in the hands of a wrongdoer. Because the tree that they cut down cannot be the tree that will serve them the fruit of life again. Because they spoil it. But the one who supported it or carried it somewhere, he is that person the Lord will come and continue with again. And sometimes you may walk or live with them without knowing. That is even the person you were looking for. And there we have it. So it is for good works. They didn't say that in your language bad works. They didn't say that in your language witchcraft to your level bad. They didn't say that to your fetish bad. They didn't say that you are the priest. It is simply in the character of the role player of who did the good, reserving good. So anything that was supposed to surface in this generation, end times, the world, and new beginning, was supposed to be good works. That is the fruit of his work returned as a soul again, he himself. But anybody that is opposite what I'm saying, you don't stand on that which you are in corruption or falling to say that you try to prove somebody who is of good account. Because he that have done it first in the first days good, he will come with judgment against his word opposite, the one who caught him or cut him down. So it is that is a good works that he prepared beforehand for us to walk in. So when you are walking in anybody's conversation which is not in line with good works and as defined by the spirit of the modern world and language that is modern world, then you are indeed wrong. That's why I say you don't know what you're saying. And I have to say, and then we also have what the Philippines, Philippines is Asia continent. Whether you agree or disagree, I'm not telling you. And that is Philippians chapter 2, verse 13. Look at what 2 and 13 will do now. You realize that this one, the 10 coded toward 110. That is for good works, testing. And the second in command is the one who tests. That is communicating one on one, the Lord and the one testing, so that it's in place like this. And at the end of the day, the 1 and 0 become also 1 again. And when you add this, it becomes 3 again. So if you are the same person who went and came, and you are the same person back, you are the self testing yourself, your throne and return, all of that. That is the 3. That's why my name, the authority is 333. And my light is 666. That's the ruling authority. Being born on Sunday into it. Oyalo Edoeleke. Oyelake means they continue to what? Watch. That is daycare. That's why they name the school that you want to say daycare for like people who school in a certain direction. You see how you say daycare, but it's in Nkonya language that we say daycare as daybreak. We don't say daybreak. In Nkonya language, it is daycare, means oila care. And then the same world watch. That we are the watchers. So that's why it is wedded with us. It cannot come from any other place. That's the highest command configuration. And that is it. So that this 13 and this 2, look at what it is going to do. Now, it will be a surprising word again. So he said what? It is the God who works in earth or who works in Sylvester with Bekoe. But not as you sounded God. No, that is wrong. When you sounded God, I disagree because I'm telling you that's not a name to say somebody worshiping this as a deity or God in his house where I don't have a single one of it, that you are limiting my good to what? This person is never written. I am not telling you what it means in this word. Go, dominion, or go, dimensions, or the generation of what? Dominion. So do you prove it? You prove if indeed this word is understood by yourself. You have to prove it. In what? In works. But this is not what created. He said, prove this person who he is. He couldn't be my enemy because I know him as a demon. I know him as what? Somebody they are attributing to be the creator. But when I came testing, he has not proven what I will be given as life. Yet whatever is written, placed in the books, I have found many already working. But not as to who you say is a creator or a God, but I'm the creator. That's why we test ourselves, angel and angel. And then they tell you, if you know this person, then you also know, if you know probably this one, then you know the angel who carried that word of him or works of him. Now, who works in that person to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose again. They didn't write it in any way that you have your will or your purpose. That's why you have failed, all of you. Only few are doing what they have to do. A little of that, like you spend 1% on your purpose, which is the Lord's purpose in you. And then what they claim they have granted you as your will and your choice and purpose is this about 99% given to what? Somebody else, which is his star you are building, not your star. Then your soul snatch everything, having snatched to something else. That's why you become what? Opposite the word. And what here? Now the Proverbs says, Proverbs 16. So you see that when you see the number 30 and the 2, it tells again his good purpose and his will to act. So when you have the good will or the bad or whatever it is for him, he is the one to have the bad. But the good will that is shown is what they say put on. That's the light that will be made known in the word reserved purpose. That's where you need people, workers. You see it? So that Proverbs 16:9 says what? In their state of the art, hay. That's why they tell you make a hay when or while the sunshine means so. And then you see when I highlight that, you see the art, and we are the artists. That's why I do the design, I build all of that. That is to prove the mason engineering. You see it, the masonry or the mason, all of that, proving in works that all this is not just name, it is with works. You see it, that their heart, that you want to say, he art. Humans plant their cause. Look at it. In their heart, human plan their course, but the Lord establishes and directs their steps. You see, when you are beginning to say, I want to have a car today, the Lord know why you probably need it. You walk probably to work. You may have covered the distance suffering, or you may have joined a public transit. It may be giving you a spiritual difference. The energy you keep to have to work or to serve somebody may be reduced because you join a public transit. So in that case, the Lord understands why you probably need a car. But He also need to lead you to know how to create the car, not just want to have. That's why He will direct the path and the step. You see this? Now also discovering how to walk in this purpose often involves spending time. So the time you are spending working for somebody for earning salary is this that is taking you away from what? The Ra, the prince and the Ra and the year, which is what the Pradari or the Paradis, which is what identifying the great giving as you will find it as a fruit, and possession, which is what passion. What is passion? The past IOS and then IONS. That's why you have the display. The God has given, the 6D has given. You see that when you look at the mobile phone screen, it is just 4D. Not just 4D, it is four-dimensional in a way that I want to say that it is square, but it is displaying on the hand left. Even you can call it just a profile. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it has another volume part of it. But I use the screen to tell what I'm saying. That the screen is just a 2D. What is even it's just 1D, which you want to say that supports all the dimensions. Do you know what is 1D? It's just simply flat. You get it? Flat. So that's one dimension, 1D. And then seeing it as 2D, having length and breadth, that's 2D. It means having height and then you know what I've mentioned. And also later you are having to see it also as 3D. All these single things happening with many things and many things happening with just a single thing. Then you see the 6D, all the things that you cannot see, seeing it on it, the angel works. And seeing also yourself in every dimension of yourself. But sometimes at a point in time, how many cameras you said would determine if we are seeing every round part of yourself. Like the type of cameras that they introduced. And that camera they introduced was supposed to be what? That camera was supposed to be taking a single camera shot. Yet you can see yourself not flat. You can see at least you tilt it and you see your side, or you see it to a certain point of your head. That's a miracle. Just a flat thing that you should have seen, yet it has been created what? 3D. That you can see your front, see your side, and probably a certain volume of your part of the back. Or sometimes they've made it this time, you take one photo, then it is showing the complete size of yourself. That is a miracle. With that same single camera, which could not do those things those days. In advanced time in our world, that same single camera is doing a multi-purpose tasking work. To see why you take some photos on Facebook, and then those days, Facebook we used to tell it give you that kind of thing, or some application will give you that. And then they introduced it and embedded it in most of the cameras that you can use that function to see it living and not as a dead picture. That you can take the photo, then you are completely seeing the top dimensions around you in different angles. This is what they say come and witness. So that it is the doing of such things that made it. So that is such we're saying they identifying the person, which is what the God has given to us or somebody special. Now also looking forward to what the king of the work to what be the to bring what the glowing for him or unto him or to him or to whom the glowing light should be given. There is it is directed to everyone, as many of you that go to church, that you are sounding or that you are having the superpower to prove that you are the same person. You don't deserve something. You have been born a different day. That in whatever we do or you initiate, because he initiates that you fit in. Now many others that you have the current what current lifestyle role you play. You see the technical is working in it, and then you have what the attention of the GOD's direction, and then you have a local community for what you can get from them, being back from among them. What you find right like a resource, and then the focus. This is where we end the broadcast. Indeed, we've made it. Purpose is all that is creating car, computer, phone, and whatever. That somebody can tend to air. Somebody can be in the invisible while you are watching them. These are the supernatural when it came to play a role. So if I had not set up my channel to translate the English and the language that I speak to what Chinese and also best also in English, I don't think you would have known what the Chinese have done and the creation they came out with. That's why the Asia or Asia that I put on my passport, the verdict with the passport, this is it. Why I made it possible that they may understand in the Chinese of their language when the archangel is communicating. That's why they can do things that they are doing. Why? It is already decoding and giving them what they should do. That's why we end it. Now we also have what? Yes. So the Proverbs 16 verse 9. So it is. So Proverbs 16 verse 9. Even this is also a screen of the monitor. Yes. Even that's it. This is the size of what? YouTube or the video size screen. That you say already. That's a video size screen. 16:9. Yeah, 16:9 is one of the finest size you can talk of. So that when you have a 16:8, is as the same word you're talking about. You see that at the end of the day, the screen and size I was even talking about is this. Means 16 by the 9 inches. Like that. That's what we're saying. Thanks so much. That's most beauty we find here. Thanks so much. So we were doing the presentation while I'm saying what the Bible teaches that the God guide our steps to fulfill his what? His purpose, specific purpose and intentions. Several scriptures highlight how This divinity lead works. So if I didn't come with works and try to find ways and means toward defining the mystery to reality, I don't think I would have fulfilled anything. And how that we can also align our lives with his will. So he didn't say your will. His will. His will and purpose is what they said build so that it becomes you and him communicating one on one. There we have Ephesians 2, verse 10, that they are what? That the GOD's workmanship, and then the character and role player, that the role player and the divinity, whatever, is very important to anything done. You claiming somebody is probably a name you call. And I'm saying what? This word means character of Jesus. This word or Je, US. So he's saying himself that he is US in French. Do you get it? And the center of the same person is called the Zeus or Sujet. And also for the Sujet. For good works that he prepared beforehand. So what you should come up with is what? The good works he prepared beforehand for us to walk in. Now, if nobody has prepared a good work for you to walk in, you find it very difficult. That's what I was even saying. Very difficult because you have to understand what has not been made or laid for you. That you need to also discover and uncover and bring the result. That's what he has made. And also in Philippians chapter 2, verse 13, I was saying, look at it, 10. 10 is the reason you are seeing this. His good works. And the second command. So that when you give what? When you give 1/10, this already becomes second command. He that is testing the Lord is like in the second place, that one on one. And then when this portion is given, then it becomes what? 1 again in this place. So that the 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2 becomes 3. That's why I was saying my name has been given as 333.